What's up guys, Captain Ron, the Master Apprentice here, with another video. And unfortunately today's not going to be one that's going to be doing any reviews or anything like that. As you guys probably saw from the title card, I made my first big mistake. Stay tuned. So let me get into about my big mistake that I have. And I'm pretty sure you guys can probably guess what it was, but I'm going to go into more detail about it, and I'll let you guys know exactly what happened. So, it was about a week and a half ago. Had a customer come in, and they were needing an oil change, and it was right before lunch, and my service writer was like, hey, can you get this done before you go to lunch? I'm like, sure, no problem. It's on a 3-2. It's an oil change I've done hundreds of times. Hundreds of times. Got the oil change done, sent the customer out the door, and they drive about 30 minutes or so, and then we get a phone call saying that they've got an oil light on. They didn't know what light it was, but they knew there was an oil light or a light of some type on. So they had a oil light or some type of light to them on, and they turned around and tried coming back to the dealership to let us know what it was. They got about 3/4 of the way here, and the engine stopped. Would not start back up, would not do anything. They had to have it towed here. And come to find out, I did the oil change, again, one I've done hundreds of times, and I didn't get the filter housing tightened. I got it threaded on, but I didn't get it tightened. All the oil leaked out of the engine, and the engine locked up. And that sucked, because this is on a almost brand new vehicle, 5,000 miles on the engine, 5,000 miles on the vehicle itself, and the engine locked up. And it was because of my negligence. Now, most technicians would be down in the dumps. They'd be, super hard on themselves. Who knows what would be going through their heads at that point? Because sometimes they don't know what's going to happen. They could be fired for all they know. They could have their pay docked. Whatever. So it's hard not to be hard on yourself whenever stuff like this happens. And I'm going to be honest, I was hard on myself for a couple of days because, like I said, this is cakework. This is stuff that I've done hundreds of times. And I went through my same process, my same routine of doing everything, and something got me off track for just a split second, long enough for me to not tighten down that filter housing and cause a catastrophic issue with an engine. So, as you can see next to me, I've got an engine sitting here. This is the new one on its way to be put back into the car itself. But I want to reach out to the technicians that are out there. Be very thorough about your work. Be super OCD if you have to about your work. Don't get complacent. Don't get comfortable and feel like, this is something easy. It's just an oil change. I can get this knocked out in 20 minutes and be done and have my 4/10 or however much you get paid for one. And not think to check all the little things that you need to check. Double and triple checking your work. Like I said, half of the fault was on myself because it was right before lunch. I just wanted to knock it out and get it done so I could get to lunch. And this is what happens when you get in a hurry. So, just make sure, and this is just me talking to you guys, make sure that you are double, triple checking your work. If you second guess yourself, take that extra time if it requires relifting the vehicle and checking something underneath, don't be like, it'll be fine. Make sure you check your work. Make sure you check that. If you second guess yourself, take that extra time to go back under there and double check, because something super minor, just like not tightening down an oil filter, can be super catastrophic, and then you're out either a job, money, or time. One of the three, because that's all you've got in a vehicle. Is when you're working on stuff, it's your job to work on that vehicle. If you break that vehicle, you either have to pay for it with money to replace the stuff you broke, or you've got to pay for it with time to put the stuff back together that you broke. So, like I said, I just wanted to reach out to you guys and let you know, if you are, I don't care if you're in the job for 2 days or 20 years, don't get complacent in what you got going on. Make sure that you are double and triple checking, because the one time I didn't, it bit me, and bit me hard. I'm replacing an engine, and it's hard. You can't get, like I said, you can't get discouraged about this. You've got to suck it up, and you've got to admit that, hey, I made a mistake and I need to fix it. And you need to just get the work done. I've been working on this thing for probably ever since I got it, ever since it happened. And it's teaching me a valuable lesson on making sure that I am going through the proper motions and I'm going through the proper steps of getting stuff done. Granted, I'm not doing a checklist, I'm not going that far, but if I'm tightening something down, I'm double checking and making sure that it's tightened down, or I'm making sure that it's got oil in it, or I'm making sure that everything is perfectly fine with that vehicle before it leaves my bay, because I don't want this to happen again. This will not happen again for me, because now that it's happened and now that I'm learning from it, I'm not going to make that same mistake twice, and I hope that you wouldn't do the same thing. So please, like I said, take that few extra minutes to double and triple check your work. If something like this happens to you, it happens to everybody. Make sure that I know it's going to be tough not to want to stick your head in the sand and just wait for everything to go away, but you've got to basically put on your pants, put on your man panties, suck it up, and learn from your mistakes. Because if you don't, it'll happen again. And who knows, if it happens again, it may cost you your job. I was lucky enough that this didn't cost me my job, but it very well could have. So, like I said, just a PSA for you guys to let you guys know exactly what goes on in a dealership. Yeah, it's all kinds of fun and, review videos and stuff like that with my channel, but I needed to take a second and let you guys know that it's not always all fun. Sometimes it's this kind of stuff, and I'm definitely learning from it, and I hope that you guys learn through me so that you guys don't have to do this as well. So, it's enough for the PSA for today. Thank you guys for watching. It's Captain Ron, signing off, and we'll see you next time.